Do you all remember that time in your life, before things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter consumed absolutely everything, when you used to read a book before you went to bed? This may not be a thing for you. Maybe you read every night, every morning, every day, and that's awesome if you do. But I realized recently that it's probably been about a year and a half since I was really excited about reading a book. And it made me feel really nostalgic and a little bit sad about the times where I was younger and I would look forward to reading a book in the evening. It was sort of just built into my routine. I'd go to school, I'd come home, I'd have dinner, I'd do my homework, I'd watch TV, and then before I went to bed, and my parents made me turn off the light so I couldn't do anything, I would be allowed half an hour to an hour of reading time. And it was great. And if you're reading a really good book, I would look forward to it. And I'd do everything I could to stop my parents from turning off the lights. That sort of really classic idea of the kid under his bed with a torch reading the book. And nowadays it's completely different. You know, people just sit on their phones all night. And I'm not trying to say at all that I am better than anyone else, because I do this myself. Usually before I go to bed, I'll spend between half an hour and 2 hours watching something on Netflix. And there have been genuine scientific studies that show that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't spend time on your phone before you go to sleep. I can't remember the specific scientific details about it, but I think that the effect it has basically makes it harder for your mind to kind of switch off and allow you to sleep properly. I'm going to try and change this and start reading again before I go to sleep. And I already kind of know that it's going to be really good and beneficial, and I'm going to feel a lot better for it. I don't know why or how myself and lots of other people seem to have forgotten this, but books are awesome. With films and TV, because you're seeing stuff on the screen, it kind of gets rid of imagination because you're being forced to experience what is happening on screen and you can't change what you're seeing. But books allow you to project your own ideas and fantasies and imagination onto just words. It's just words, and you do the rest of the work in your head. Books allow you to go into a world where your imagination is literally infinite. And in my opinion, there's nothing quite as amazing as being totally absorbed in a book to the point that you actually feel like you're there and you've created this entire world in your imagination. It's just so cool. And another thing books do, which is awesome, is they actually make you a more intelligent person. Books allow you to increase your vocabulary and your knowledge of the English language. One of my favourite books ever is A Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And aside from being just genuinely hilarious, this book not only increased my vocabulary, but gave me a greater appreciation of the English language. And that's something that should be encouraged, I think. I mean, just listen to this. Veil after veil of thin, dusky gauze is lifted, and by degrees the forms and colours of things are restored to them. And we watch the dawn remaking the world in its antique pattern. The wan mirrors get back their mimic life. The flameless tapers stand where we had left them, and beside them lies the half-cut book that we had been studying, or the wired flower that we had worn at the ball, or the letter that we had been afraid to read, or that we had read too often. Nothing seems to us changed. Words are amazing, and books seem to have been sort of forgotten. And obviously this is just my own sort of experience, and it's no one's fault but my own. I'm the one that chooses to watch Netflix before I go to sleep instead of reading Dorian Gray. But I really want to step back into the world of books, and I really encourage anyone who is thinking about it or is getting annoyed with always being on the computer to just find a good book and read it, because when you get into a book, it's just great. These are all just my opinions though, and I'm not trying to force my ideas onto anyone else. So if you disagree, then that's great, and I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to know what all of your favourite books are, and if you have any stories about this kind of thing, please leave comments below and I'll respond. Anyway, I'm Tom, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.